This is a special presentation of 4-Star Sports Media. Welcome to the 4-Star Sports Media College Football Pick'em Show. Now, live from the BA Mask Studios, here's your host, from the Point, Wes Pruitt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday night. It is time for some college football talk. We've been doing it all year long. We're going to keep it up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's going to be a great night tonight. Tonight, I got my man Nathan Wilson in the house. Nate, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Wes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, man. Hey, Nate, man, we've known each other for a long time, brother.
Yes.
This has been one of the wildest college football seasons I believe I've ever seen, Nathan. And it's really, it's bowl season, man. We're at the end. I feel like we just got started doing this just a few weeks back. Man, we've seen wild games. We know that TCU has mastered running on the field and kicking a field goal.
Yes.
We saw Caleb Williams, a guy that less than a month ago, no one was really talking about for the Heisman. And then now you've got Hendon Hooker gets hurt. Other people have bad games. And now you look and Caleb Williams could very well be the next Heisman Trophy winner coming up this weekend. Man, we've got a lot of things to talk about, Nathan. But one thing I do want to talk about is 4star.live. Everyone, if you don't go to 4star.live, you are missing out on some incredible content. All of these shows are here. You can hear me, you can hear Nathan and others talking college sports, but you can also read our articles that myself, Christian Johnston, Will Bass, and others write. And if you're listening or watching this show and you would like to contribute to 4-Star Sports Media in some type of way, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk with you if you'd like to write articles, be an on-air co-host, host, whatever you would like to do. We would be more than happy to bring you on the network. Isn't that right, Nathan?
Most definitely, man. I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, guys, just to kick this thing off for y'all, this brand started with just a bunch of guys that love talking football, love talking sports, a bunch of good friends. We all came together, and I mean, dude, we've carried this brand from the bottom all the way to where it is right now. So, I mean, it's just a bunch of great group of guys that I've grown to just care about and love. And it's amazing.
Oh yeah, I honestly believe that we are just a big family here at 4-Star Sports Media. We care for each other. Obviously, family comes first. But yeah, this is a great place to be. But we would be remiss if we didn't mention our sponsors, and I'm going to give them all a shout out tonight, Nate. Let's start with BA Mask, Alan McFerrin and Company do an incredible job forging the future of face masks, football, lacrosse, and others, hockey as well. And if you check out the NFL and even college football now, you will see BA masks all over the field because they are just that badass. And then I've also got to give a big shout out to guys that me and Nathan know pretty well. Corey McCrone, John Michael Holly out at Heritage Fence, Tennessee company. They do an amazing job. Man, you need commercial fencing, you need residential fencing, you need security fencing around your pool, you need security fencing around anything that you've got. If you live on a freaking ranch like Yellowstone, you need that type of fencing. Hit them up. They can get you taken care of for sure. Corey McCrone, John Michael Holly and Company. Hit them up at Heritage Fence TN on Facebook. Also, got to give them a quick shout out because they do sponsor our articles that we write. So, also, thank you to everybody watching and listening right now. 4-Star Sports Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and also over on the Hog Trough page on Facebook. So, Nate, man, it's been a wild time. We got Katie Pate coming on, man, here in about 15 minutes with us. Very excited to talk some bowl games with her. But Nathan, let's just kill a little bit of time. I say kill time. It's not really killing time. It's just talking ball. So let's talk a little coaching carousel. This thing really got rolling when the season started. In reality, through the first 5 weeks of the season, we saw guys getting canned weekly, and then now we see the reason why. And this is really going to flow into two topics in reality here, Nathan. Let's talk coaching carousel first. Of course, the big domino to fall was Hugh Freeze to Auburn. I think another good hire was bringing Matt Rule over to Nebraska. I think Matt Rule is going to do a really good job there. We just saw Jamie Chadwell, guy from Coastal Carolina. We're going to talk about that team here shortly. Just took a job at Liberty. And then, and I can't wait to talk about this game, Cincinnati and Louisville, two old Conference USA rivals for a very long time. But their head coach, and lo and behold, at this game, both teams are on the same sideline, as wild as that is. So you've got both teams on the same sideline, and then you've got Scott Satterfield, who was the coach at Louisville. Now he's the head coach of Cincinnati. It's wild, man. It's really wild how they do it. But Nate, what has been your wildest move so far, or what is something that you're looking forward to, maybe to come forward in this coaching carousel?
I mean, this coaching carousel is, like you said, it's just been freaking a domino effect. For the first time ever, we saw a coach get fired after a football game. We saw just a lot of things happening. I think the biggest thing that we seen was the fact that we saw Hugh Freeze, a guy that we did not think was going to come out of come back to the SEC, and Hugh Freeze is now at Auburn, which is going to bring that rival for Alabama and Auburn even bigger now because, dude, it's so much competition there. So that was one big one. I think the other big one is, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Deion Sanders to Colorado, leaving Jackson State after 2 seasons and going to coach for the Colorado. I mean, dude, that was just crazy in itself because Deion had so many choices. He had Cincinnati, South Florida. He had Auburn. He had in Colorado. And, lo and behold, he chose Colorado. But not only did he choose Colorado, he look at the players he's pulling and the coaches.
Yes.
I mean, dude, the biggest thing, I think the biggest domino effect of all is the fact that you got Deion as a head coach. You pulled and got the head coach from Kent State to leave and become your offensive coordinator. I mean, dude, how crazy is this?
Yeah, I tell you, there's been a lot of backlash on Dion for going
Mm-hmm.
out to Colorado, and there's been a lot of backlash on Dion for his speech that he gave that team.
Yeah.
But you know what? And I mean, I would like to ask Katie's opinion when she gets on here tonight as well. And as a matter of fact, I think we will, because I'm very interested as to what she thinks from an athletic department's perspective on what he said. But man, Nate, I love it, man. You come in and say, "Look, I got baggage, and it's Louis." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got baggage, it's Louis. He pretty much told the starting quarterback, "You might as well just transfer out now, son. My son's the next in line."
I mean,
So,
let me just say this right quick. The whole speech, I loved the speech. I did. I loved it because he let them know, hey, I'm coming. After I get done winning this championship game for Jackson State, I'm coming. That was the main thing. Like he's coming to Colorado to take over. He told the guys straightforward, and I love the way he coached, and I love the way he talked to him. He said straightforward, look, first things first, you better not have a cell phone in this meeting room. I better not catch a cell phone anywhere. I wish somebody would whip a cell phone out. Hoodies, we're not wearing hoodies. We're all going to be the same. We're all going to match and everything.
but let me ask you this: that's completely 180 degrees from what he did at Jackson State.
Yeah.
So why the change?
I think he's trying to show these guys that he's there to win. He's there to do business. A lot of people are doubting Dion.
Sure.
Can he go coach from going from Jackson State to having an undefeated season right now to going to Power 5 division in the Pac and coaching at Colorado, a team that, to be honest, I think only won. I don't even know if they won a game last year. I mean, nobody talked.
They weren't good. I think they may have won one game. Yeah.
I think their quarterback only had 2 touchdowns the whole season.
Yeah, they were not good, man. But I
want to say this. I just want to say this. And I'm sorry.
Sure.
But the biggest thing that he said was to those guys that were in there was, look, I know some of the guys are not here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when they ask you, hey, what did he say? What did he say? Dion said, you just tell him I'm coming. I mean, come on, man.
So is Dion going to coach their bowl game, Jackson State?
Yeah, I mean, I believe so. I think he is.
But I don't see. I don't. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's dedication. It's finishing what you started. I understand all that, but I don't know, man. There's got to be some of those players have to feel some type of way. And then if I'm that administration, I don't know that I want him doing that because in my mind, what's the first thing he's going to do is when that game ends, hey, come holler at me. Yeah. Let's go up to the mountain. It's cold. It's cold as hell, but we can be cold as hell up there. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
But see, I just think what's the biggest issue out of all of it is when he named his son as a starting quarterback. You got to give these guys. You got. I don't know, thousands probably in the transfer portal right now as we speak, constantly coming in the transfer portal. A lot of them are wanting to go to Colorado. You got quarterbacks, like Heisman candidate quarterbacks in there, and you can't. I get you want to name your son the starter, but I mean, in this kind of division, you got to earn your spot. And I asked somebody the other day if his son is not doing well on the field, is he going to bench him? Will we see another quarterback? I mean, so a lot of questions are going to be asked coming into the season in Colorado.
I completely agree with what you just said, 100,000%. If Dion does not come in and make it a open competition, I don't care if it's not an open competition or not. Your son may be the best quarterback in the program, but if you don't come in and give other people an opportunity, it's going to create a backlash that Dion has never seen. They can do that at Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi. You can't get away with that in the Pac-12 or in the what are they? The Big 12 now, Pac-12, whatever they're in. You can't. Pac-10. You can't get away with that at the Power 5 level. You can't. No. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. But man, I tell you what, let's talk about this Hugh Freeze and Auburn thing. We got about
Oh,
7 minutes. Katie Pate from Appalachian State is going to be joining us tonight, breaking down all the bowl games up until the playoffs. It's roughly 38 games. This show may run a minute. But Nathan, Hugh Freeze, Lane Kiffin, who was going to be at the Plains first? John Sokoloff from a local news station there in Starkville, Mississippi, reported that Lane Kiffin was the man. He was on the way to Auburn. He had already told the team he was on the way. Lane Train was heading to the Plains. Lane Kiffin said, "Not so fast, my guy. That is not me you were talking about."
exactly.
And then Hugh Freeze is now the man.
Yep.
There's been some questions as far as does Auburn give a crap about morals, people's past, things of that nature. Hugh Freeze has got some skeletons in his closet. We all know this. There's been
Okay.
numerous articles wrote about it, from Briarcrest to Ole Miss to wherever, Liberty probably. I mean, it's at Liberty too. There's been a pattern of behavior that has not been the greatest, we'll say, Nathan. But
And I,
the man can coach football and the man can recruit.
yep. Now going from Hugh Freeze going to Auburn, you got to understand he's got one thing that not a lot of coaches can say they have. I mean, there's one coach that can say it right now, but Hugh Freeze is actually 2-1 against Nick Saban.
Yeah.
He has beaten Nick Saban twice, guys. He can recruit. He can bring the talent over to Auburn. There's already talks about the Oklahoma State quarterback Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
about him
Spencer
considering
Sanders.
going. Yes, Spencer Sanders going to Auburn. I mean, that's a big talent, guys, over that Auburn
Yeah.
football program.
I-
I mean, they already have a young talent in Rushford, but what I like about Hugh Freeze going to Auburn is that he kept Cadillac Williams with
He
him
had
on
to,
that.
Nathan. He had to. He didn't have a choice.
The guy, and
If he
and
didn't do
you
that, that fan base was going to freaking turn on him immediately.
and see, well, one
As
thing
they
you got to
should
understand,
have.
and as they should have. And the thing is, I'm a big time Alabama fan. Everybody that watches this show knows that. And I'm sitting here like, oh, come on, anybody but Hugh Freeze, anybody but Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the
and I
man can
mean,
do it.
Hugh even made that statement during his press conference. He said,
Yeah.
look, I can't remember what Saban's wife's name is
He,
now off the top of my
he
head.
said I can say it right here for you. He said, I know Saban and Miss Terry very well,
That's it.
but I know they're nervous.
Yeah. And I mean, let's just call it spade, man. You're a big Bama fan.
Yeah,
I was listening to Paul Feinbaum show earlier, and there's nothing but
yeah,
Alabama fans that call that show all night long.
most definitely.
Nothing but Bama's. And there was this guy named Jim, and he was hammered drunk. He told Paul Feinbaum he was deep in the beers, and he was feeling good. He was lit.
Yeah,
There is a stigma about Alabama that is, my opinion, and this is just my opinion, there's not too many teams that fear them anymore. Whereas for a long time there was. You look at the last 5 years, Alabama's only won one national championship.
right.
That dynasty that was there is no longer there. I'm not saying Alabama's not a good football team. I understand they only lost 2 games by 5 points or whatever it was. I get all that. But look at the track record. Look at the last 5 seasons under Nick Saban. They've only won one national championship. In my opinion, Bama is not Bama like they were. They're always going to be Alabama, but not to the level they were. Would you agree with that, Nathan?
Wait a minute now. Hold on, man. Hold on. Now, Nick Saban, yes, he's had his ups and downs this year. Yes.
Right.
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So Nick Saban has had his ups and downs this year.
Mhm.
But the thing about Nick Saban is that the man is still a legend.
There's no question.
And the thing about it is Nick Saban has actually won 7 national titles. 7. He's got
Yeah.
one at LSU, and the rest are at Bama. So in his years at Alabama, the man is coached. Now the transfer portal, the NIL deals, they come out of nowhere and they stop a lot of stuff
They
from
do.
happening when it
They
comes
do.
to talent. Like right now, you got I'll say up in probably 1,000 players right now in the transfer portal right now that we know of. A lot of big talent, and Nick Saban's still going out and recruiting high school players and JUCO players because these guys are trying to come in. But with all these transfer portals, dude, it's hard to do it.
It is. It
Uh,
is, man.
but this year, I think what it is the Alabama dynasty is not over. It's still there. It's just a lot of other talent, a lot of these other schools that didn't have such good seasons are actually getting talent in now and got the coaches to bring that talent to them. Josh Heupel over at Tennessee, big hot was a person that a lot of people doubted at first,
Yeah.
and now look at what he brought to Tennessee and the talent he's brought into Tennessee, and he's still bringing talent in. Kirby Smart, a former Nick Saban assistant, also a brilliant defensive-minded coach, was on the national championship team with Nick Saban, and look what he's done at Georgia.
Very true.
You got Lane Kiffin, who was also on a part of the championship football program, and he has coached his way into just being an outstanding coach at Ole Miss and a brilliant mind at coaching. I think what you've got to just look at is the Alabama dynasty is not necessarily over. Yes, right now we had a 10-2 season. To me, that's a win. When we would coach under Mike Shula,
Oh, don't
I mean,
start with Shula. Dennis
I'm going, no,
Francione, my boy,
no, yeah, yeah,
my boy strip club Dennis. Hey,
yeah, yeah.
don't be hating on
Look,
Dennis. That man, hey,
let me
lap
tell you
dance never
something.
hurt nobody.
Let me tell you something. Uh, for diehard fans like myself, we remember the years of being on probation, the
Oh
losing
yeah,
seasons we had, the barely making it to a bowl game season. I mean, and to come in, and a lot of I've heard of the fan base talk. Oh, Nick Saban needs to be fired. All bliss and all this. Look, man, we finished 10-2. We were in the Sugar Bowl. Back in
yeah.
the day, the Sugar Bowl was one of the crown bowls of
This
making
is
in the
true.
SEC.
This is
So
true. Well,
the
Nate,
dynasty,
we've got a special guest in the green room, man. I don't mean to
bring
cut
her
you off.
on. Hey,
I
bring
know.
her on. Come on.
You can talk Bama till my hair comes back. I know.
Oh, I can't.
Look,
I can
man.
do it.
All right,
I
man.
can't do it.
We're gonna take a quick break here on the Four Star Sports Radio Network. It's Bowl Breakdown with Katie Pate from App State right after this on the Four Star Sports Radio Network. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Bowl Breakdown time. And Nathan, I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't found. I mean, Tony Syracuse is really freaking good from Last Word on Sports. That's my guy. But I don't think it's got much better than Katie Pate from App State, and that just
No, no,
rolls off the tongue, man. It really does.
it does.
One of our most popular shows we've had in our 3 years of our existence. And she's rolling her eyes at me, and I don't care. I will give her credit. Our website numbers jumped. Hey, we hit over 30,000 last month on our website. That was a record number for us, and we're just continuing to grow. But got Katie in the house tonight. It's bowl week and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Do you want to go ahead and jump into these games now? You just want to dive right in like y'all do out there in the lake?
In the hey, by the way, okay, Duck Pond Swim Club.
There you go.
Love it.
That is a shout out to two people. One, the illustrious Marty Smith, of course, with ESPN. The second, Benji Chase, who has been traversing the entire United States in his minivan, visiting games. Both good friends of App State Athletics. Had to give them a special shout out. And App State United, who's producing these T-shirts with a little bit of kickback to our student athletes. So, I ordered my shirt. So, but everything that I'm going to tell you guys today, I can't take total ownership of. I had to call in some favors. I had to phone a friend.
Uh-oh.
I'll remain nameless. However, he is an expert of sorts, so I'm going to trust his judgment and his rationale behind these picks as well as mine.
So just to give a quick breakdown, I failed y'all. I apologize. I didn't get all 38 bowl games typed into the system. Most of them.
Come on,
I
man.
know.
I did all of them. All of them.
Yes, there is. There's like 38. So that's why I was wanting to dive into it. So let's start with, there's a bunch, man. Let's start with game one. It is the Home Team Bahamas Bowl, December 16th, 11:30 a.m. kickoff between UAB, Trent Dilfer, UAB, great hire, by the way, versus Miami of Ohio. Nate, I'll start with you, man. Who you got?
Man, I'm gonna be a homer on this. UAB, baby, all the way.
Okay. Give me UAB as well. Katie?
I'm going counter culture here. I am going to go with Miami of Ohio out of the MAC. I know that's a bit of an upset, but with the transition for UAB, I do believe that Dilfer will get them there. Not quite sure it'll be right now.
Oh,
I agree. I on the Dilfer part, completely agree. Up next, we've got the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl, December 16th, 3 p.m. on ESPN. All these games I feel like are on ESPN. Number 25, Troy versus number 24, UTSA. Give me the Roadrunners. I'm a huge Jeff Traylor fan. I love the job he's done down there in San Antonio. That entire city community just eats them up. Give me the Roadrunners to get a big win in the Cure Bowl. Katie, what about you?
I'm going to go the same. And shout out to Group of Five guys, coach there in San Antonio. To my understanding, he's been pitched a bunch of Power Five jobs. He's committed to home. He's staying. So despite Troy being really good and in our league, the 1 point nod there to UTSA.
You know, Nathan, Troy had a complete season for what I feel like is the first time in the last few years. And we see what the fruition has happened. They're in the top 25.
yeah.
Nathan, so who you got, man? Troy or UTSA?
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm being a homer again. I'm going with Troy, baby. I'm going with Troy.
It's not a bad pick.
It's not a bad pick. This program, dude, Troy is turned completely a 360. I mean, this football team is just amazing. So yeah, give me Troy.
Completely agree, man. That's that Sun Belt, Fun Belt, man. That's fun stuff to watch.
I don't know how fun it is. Sometimes it's not so fun.
True.
I'm playing right now.
Up next, we've got the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. This is the most intriguing bowl matchup of the season, I feel like. December 17th, 10 a.m. on ESPN. Both teams are going to be on the same sidelines. Scott Satterfield cannot stand in the middle. He's not going to. He was on Sirius XM radio just the other day. He's on Jim Rome yesterday talking to him and said that he is out. He told both universities, hey, I'm focusing on Cincinnati, building this program. Got to give love to Scott Satterfield. I think he's made a right decision by going to Cincinnati. But with that being said, I don't know. I'm a Memphis fan. I'm not supposed to like either one of these teams.
Do it, Wes. I know which one you're choosing. Do it. Choose them.
Man, give me Louisville. Give me Louisville to get the win. Katie, what about you?
I'm going to go with Louisville. I think they might just be a touch more motivated. I'm gonna go with the Kentucky team.
The Cardinals. All right, Nate.
And I'm going to tell y'all not so fast because that is not what's going to happen. This Cincinnati team is more fired up than ever. I mean, they had a 9-3 season. and then their coach just leaves them. Come on, guys. It's Cincinnati. Cincinnati's playing pissed off football right now.
I probably should take them. You know, they're in the American, all that blah blah blah. Root for your conference crap. All right. Up next, we got the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. These bowl names are just so long. 1:30 p.m. ESPN. Florida Gators. Anthony Richardson will not be playing versus the number 14 Oregon State Beavers. Give me the Beavers in this one. I'm a big Oregon State fan. Love the uniform combination. If you watched the show with Tony Siracusa last week, we talked uniform combinations for a small period. But yeah, give me the Beavers. Katie, what about you?
Doing the same. No QB at Florida. Got to go with the West Coast.
You can go. Nate, what about you?
I mean, I would say SEC. I got to stand by them because the more bowls we win, the more money we get. But
here we go.
without that quarterback and just going to the practically the third string or whatever string they're going with, I think they just pulled this guy out of a frat house and said, "Hey, you're our quarterback in this bowl game." So give me Oregon State in this one.
They went and got the what a boy. All right. Up next, we've got the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, 2:30 p.m. Jimmy Kimmel's on everything. He's going to start selling underwear coming up too. I'm telling you. ABC, finally something not ESPN kind of. You got Washington State and Fresno State. Man, give me Fresno State. I love the Washington State quarterback. Kid's name slips my mind right now, and I'm sorry. But give me Fresno State. Katie, what about you?
Going Fresno State. Great game. Bit of an underdog. We'll go with the new guys.
Yeah, most definitely. Nate?
Yeah, I'll go with Fresno State Bulldogs on this one. Washington State, love the quarterback, love the program. But, you know, they kind of had a little bit of a ups and downs. So, yeah, give me Fresno State.
All right, man. We were rolling through these bowl games. I love it. All right, up next, Lending Tree Bowl, 4:45 p.m. on ESPN. Former, well, I guess it's still CUSA matchup. Rice and Southern Miss. No, it's not still both CUSA. But anyway, they used to be, dadgummit. I know that. Give me Southern Miss. Love the head coach. Love what he's trying to build down there. He's really working hard. He's a former Memphis offensive analyst. I can't remember his name now. It's Will something. Can you correct me on that, Katie? I feel like you know that.
No, I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking different. I'm going different. Although Southern Miss now in the league, they're in the Sun Belt, Fun Belt, sometimes not so fun. I'm going to go with Rice because they're really smart. Quick story at Rice in their basketball arena. Okay, people hang conference championship banners. They hang something different, and it is banners for their academic elite hang in there. So we're going to go with the Smarty Pants Rice Owls.
All right. Nathan, are you taking the Hooters?
No, I'm not going with the Hooters. I'm going with Southern Miss, baby, all day. Southern Miss on the
I feel you. All right, man. Up next, we've got the New Mexico Bowl between at 6:30 p.m. on ABC. SMU, BYU. You know, I liked the Rhett Lashley hire initially. I still like it. Give me SMU to get the win. I'm gonna go with American Athletic there. Nate, what about you, man?
I mean, I think SMU's still mad to see their former coach in the playoff right now, but he was good when he was at SMU. But I'm gonna go with BYU on this one. Right. Actually, you know what? Change that. I'm going with the Mustangs. Look at BYU. I ain't going with the only thing BYU has got is an outstanding mascot that can dance and everything. That's it. That's all they got.
Listen, what you just did is you changed an answer on a test. You should have gone with BYU. Okay. They want to establish a little bit of an identity here in this bowl game. So I'm gonna go with the cool mascot team.
All right. Up next, we got the Frisco Bowl. 8:15 p.m. ESPN. North Texas just got rid of their coach. Shocking move. Really blew me away. Against Boise State. But I will say this. Give me North Texas. That football team, when scoring more than 50 points under their now former head coach, Scott Luttrell, was incredible. They played Memphis this year. They're a good football team. Give me North Texas to get the win. Katie, what about you?
No. Stop it. Boise. God dang. They have a blue field, for God's sakes, man.
I know. It's beautiful. The Smurf turf is great. Memphis plays out there coming up too. Man, that'd be a cool trip.
Going Boise, my friend.
I got you. Nate, what about you, man?
I'm going Boise all the way, man. Bluefield, give me the Smurfs out in Boise.
All right. Up next, we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I just feel like that's a cool bowl to be at right there. But December 19th, 1:30 p.m. kickoff, ESPN. Marshall versus UConn. And I want to just real quick give a shout out to Jim Mora and the University of UConn. I just cast my vote for Eddie Robinson National Coach of the Year, and he wasn't on the list, but if I could write him in, I would have. I give Jim Mora incredible credit at UConn. Give me UConn. Give me the Huskies to get the win. Katie, what about you?
We are.
Marshall.
They used to sign my paychecks, okay? I used to work at Marshall University back in the day. Went there for a few reasons, one of which is several of my favorite football players were there, aka Randy Moss. I am going with the Sun Belt green up there in Huntington, West Virginia.
I must say, Randy Moss was my favorite player to watch back in the day when ESPN2 had that big old 2 at the end of it. Oh, it was so much fun. All right, Nate, what about you, man?
Man, I'm going Marshall all the way in this one, man. No doubt. UConn, I got bad blood with UConn. They beat Bama boys in basketball this year, so I got bad blood. So I'm going with Marshall right now.
It all revolves around Alabama. All right, up next.
It does, man.
All right, man. Up next, we've got the oh crap, where'd it go? No, what did I just do? There it is. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Sorry, guys, I just completely moved stuff around on my list. I'm so sorry. December 20th, 2:30 p.m. ESPN. Eastern Michigan versus San Jose State. Boy, this is typically a bowl game you would see where people would take naps. But give me San Jose State to get the win in this one. What about you, Katie?
Just because it's just so darn sunny out there, I'm going with San Jose.
It is bright out there. Nate, what about you, man?
I'm going to say this, and Wes, you're going to appreciate this. Monty Bates left Memphis to go play at Eastern Michigan, and he has not done nothing. He has not done nothing at Eastern Michigan. San Jose State.
Man, I ain't even trying to talk about that, man. All right. Up next, where are we at? Oh, here we go. Boca Raton Bowl. Up next, we've got Liberty, brand new coach, Liberty, Jamie Chadwell, taking on the Toledo Rockets. I always like playing with them in the old college football game. Give me Toledo to get the win. I think that they're going to come in motivated to get the win against Liberty. What about you, Katie?
Ditto. Same thing, same reason.
All right, Nate.
I'm sorry, who did y'all choose? Liberty?
No, I did not choose Liberty. I chose
Toledo. I was gonna say, y'all got we got to talk about this, guys. No, Toledo all the way on this one.
All right. Up next, we've got the Nolans Bowl, December 21st, ESPN, between Western Kentucky and South Alabama. And all I gotta say is, give me South Alabama. That guy, I don't know why his name just slipped me tonight. He has done an amazing job building that program, and they're a program to look out for in the future. Give me South Alabama. Katie?
South Al, same thing. Up and coming Sun Belt team. Definitely a program to keep an eye on.
Most definitely. Nate?
Give me USA, South Alabama, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful campus. I will be down there for the Mobile Bowl, or for the Senior Bowl in Mobile in February. Can't wait. A lot of fun down there. All right. Up next, we got the Armed Forces Bowl, December 22nd, ESPN. The Baylor Bears versus Air Force. Man, give me Dave Aranda and the Baylor Bears. I love Dave Aranda as a football coach. Katie, what about you?
Okay, this is going to sound ridiculous. All right.
Nothing on this show does. Trust me.
Air Force. There are a few things that I know. I'm going Air Force because I know the triple option. Calhoun has won 1 billion games. Just it's hard to defend. It's hard to defend. You know, you prepare an entire season for everything but that. You got 1 game to prepare for it. Going to go with the upset win for Air Force.
Nice pick. She hit me. Nate, she says was not so fast right there. All right, what about you guys, Nate?
Just no, Kate, no. You're going against the Baylor defense.
Just work with me on this.
No, I can't work with you on this. It's going to stop the option, and it's going to shut down Air Force. All hopes lost. Baylor Bears all the way.
All hopes lost. Gosh. All right. Up next, we've got the Independence Bowl down in Shreveport. December 23rd, 3 p.m. kickoff, ESPN as always. Houston versus Louisiana. Interesting matchup here. Give me Louisiana to get the upset because I don't like Houston and I can't stand Dana Holgorsen. All right, Katie, what about you?
All right, I'm going Houston. If it was a year from now, I'd say the Raging Cajuns. After Napier's departure, I think they need one more year to get that new culture established, and they'll be right there.
Completely agree. Nate, what about you?
Houston Cougars all the way, man.
Okay, all right. Up next, we got the Gasparillo Bowl between December 23rd, 6:30 kickoff between Missouri and Wake Forest. Now, real quick, I know we're kind of scrolling through this. So I maybe have just a few minutes. But Katie, let me get your thoughts on Missouri turning down Kansas to go play Wake Forest. I just don't understand this.
It's all a blur for me. You have to understand where I'm employed, and you have to understand who the head coach is at Missouri. So I've been. Did someone just say traitor?
And kind of, yeah.
Nobody said that. Traitor. No. I don't know what you're talking about. Traitor. Golly.
So evidently, she is taking the Demon Deacons in this one. Nate, who do you have?
Well, I could never be a traitor like some people. I'm not going with the Demon Deacons because who would you? How can
wait? You are going with the Demon Deacons, or you're not?
You're
not going for the other.
I am not.
Oh, okay.
No. And I mean, she's wearing the App State. I can't believe she's wearing the App State hat and said she's going for Wake Forest. No. Give me Missouri.
There's bad.
Give me misery. Give me misery. Give me misery in this game, baby.
Wow.
This is my upset.
Dude,
this is my upset.
I'm not trying to be graphic on this show, but freaking Wake Forest is about to school drag Missouri for 4 quarters, Nathan.
Ain't happening, buddy. Ain't happening.
I'm telling you. And I mean, what kind of name is Drinkowitz? Can somebody explain that to me? I really don't. It's just no, it ain't. Imagine having a few drinks and trying to tell somebody your last name. Like that would suck. All right,
man. We've heard worse names this year.
Don't know what to say. All right, up next, we've got the Hawaii Bowl. I enjoy this bowl because it's on Christmas Eve, and I love sitting down and watching this bowl on Christmas Eve. San Diego State versus Middle Tennessee State. Got to give me MTSU. I love that program, always have. Tommy West is still there. I didn't even know Tommy West was still coaching. That guy's still around. Give me MTSU. What about you, Katie?
I'm going SDSU, and I have no reason why.
Those are the best picks, though. Those are the best picks. Nate, what about you?
Nate is struggling.
The only thing MTSU is good for is a party school. That's all it was known for back in the day. That's all it's ever going to be known for.
Hey,
give me San Diego State University right now, man. Wes, I can't believe you pulled that. See,
I'm just saying, man. Rick Stockstill done a great job. He did a great job there. I feel like his kid played quarterback for him like 30 years ago. He's been, Spencer Sanders has been at Oklahoma State for roughly the same amount of time. So give me MTSU. Give me MTSU. They're going to win. All right, up next, the Detroit Bowl, December 26th, ESPN. Bowling Green versus New Mexico State. Give me New Mexico State because I don't understand why anybody would create Bowling Green's color combination. Give me New Mexico State. Katie, what about you?
I'm going with New Mexico State because I just think it would be cool to say that I live in Las Cruces. And Bowling Green has lost the last 2 of 3. So I'm going to go with New Mexico State.
It's like your phone just said no on that pick, too. That was great. All right, Nate, what about you?
You know who Bowling Green's colors remind me of? The Cleveland Browns. That's probably where they got their colors. But I'm gonna go with Bowling Green, actually, guys. I'm not going with New Mexico State. And this one, I'm going with Bowling Green.
Yeah. I actually watched Bowling Green play Memphis in the GMAC Bowl when Urban Meyer was their coach. Crazy enough.
But I literally feel like I have to flip a coin with some of these teams and just be like,
no. I just picked that one on a uniform combination. All right, up next, we got the Guaranteed Rate Phoenix Bowl, 10:15 p.m. kickoff. That means Katie's going to be dead asleep when this game kicks off.
Warriors game.
Oh, true. Yeah. Wisconsin versus Oklahoma State.
Hold up, buddy. You
What do
kind
you
of
mean?
missed it. You missed 3 games, man.
Huh?
He's just out of order, Nate. That's
You were
all.
way out
Yeah.
of order, bro.
Okay. Look, bro. Look, just pick the game. Wisconsin, Oklahoma State. Who you got?
Definitely not Oklahoma State. They just lost the quarterback to transfer portal. Give me Wisconsin.
Really?
Give me the Badgers.
Home state on Wisconsin. Going with the Badgers.
Yeah.
And probably in my opinion, one of the key best hires here in the offseason.
Yes.
Yes. Luke Fickell is going to do incredible things in Wisconsin. Up next, I'm back on track, I guess, is the Military Bowl. Am I back on track now? Military Bowl. Duke in Central Florida, 2 p.m.
Okay. No. All right, hold on. Let me just help you out. Yeah, we skipped 3, bro.
Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, I see now. Dang, I skipped the Memphis game. I'm slow. Oh, my goodness. All right. The Camellia Bowl, Montgomery, Alabama, noon ESPN, December 27th. Buffalo versus Georgia Southern. Give me Georgia Southern all day long. Nate, what about you?
Oh man. You know what? Just because I'm just going to try this out. Give me Buffalo. Give me Buffalo. Shoot,
Take them Bulls, buddy. I feel you.
I'm going Bulls, baby. Let's go.
Take them. All right, Katie, what about you?
This pick has a lot to do with whether or not I'm going to remain employed. It's really hard because I'm super competitive, and I want to say
Go Buffalo. Go Buffalo.
I'm gonna have to go Buffalo. I have to. My rent is going up $237 next month. I need to pay my bills.
10-4. All right. I feel you. Hold on a second. Let me get this banner off here. We're not picking that game anymore. All right, up next, December. Wow, that was so in depth. All right, December 27th, First Responder Bowl, 3:15 down in Dallas on ESPN. The 901 Memphis Tigers take on the Utah State Aggies, coached by Blake Anderson. Memphis, for those of you who may not know, Memphis is in their 9th consecutive bowl game, which ranks 9th all time. No other group of 5 school has done this. We're the only school outside the Power 5. So anyway, give me Memphis to get the win. Ryan Silverfield to get his 3rd win as a head coach in a bowl game, and there's a bunch of dumbass Memphis fans that want him fired. Anyway, Katie Pate, what about you?
Memphis because of you guys.
Ugh, love it, Nate. We're growing, baby. We're growing. Nate, what about you?
Wes, I'm sorry.
Don't you dare take Utah State. I will
get fired.
You were going off. This is completely off screen. If you take
Heritage Fence Company, who's sponsoring this program, is probably going to drop their sponsorship if you do this.
Yeah, and me and him are really good friends with the owners, so I hope they don't. We went to high school with them.
I'm sorry because I can't go against Memphis.
I was about to say. Okay.
See,
yeah,
I feel your pain, man. That's why I couldn't.
But I was one of the guys that needed. Yeah, I was one of the guys to make comments. But I will say this, Paul Feinbaum, thank you for your words against Memphis.
Man, don't get me started on that big-eared, bald-headed. Don't get me started on Paul Feinbaum, bro. I'm not a fan.
They needed it.
We'll talk off there. All right, December 27th, Birmingham, Alabama. Coastal Carolina, Jamie Chadwell is no longer there, versus East Carolina, Mike Houston, hell of a football coach from James Madison University, doing great things in Greenville with East Carolina. Give me East Carolina to get this win big against Coastal. Katie, what about you?
Amen. Go before James Madison. Mike Houston and I worked together at Lenore Ryan University when he took a D2 team to a national championship. In fact, I hope I don't get in trouble. I was texting with the defensive coordinator, Blake Harrell, today. They feel good about their chances. I am all the way at ECU. That's also
very nice.
Fired. So,
man, we're just getting inside information and everything, Nate. Dang. All right. What you got, Nate?
Katie, don't hate me.
Here you go.
Oh my, if you do this, Nate, this is it. It's over. I'm breaking up with freaking sports.
No, Nathan.
This is so bad. It's sacrilegious.
Exactly. It is. You can't do it. He's a huge coastal guy, though. He's
My ears are getting hot.
Just say it quick. Just rip the Band-Aid off, say it quick, and we'll move on to the next game.
Don't even say the name. Say the mascot, and if you can't say it right, you can't pick them.
Ooh.
I can't say Chanticleer, right?
Darn it.
Let's go Coastal Carolina now.
All right.
It's on now.
Okay.
That's my heart.
All right.
I'm just getting started.
All right, December 28th, the Military Bowl, one of my favorite bowls. I'm a big Armed Forces guy. 2 p.m. ESPN, Duke versus Central Florida. Two head coaches that I feel like have done a really good job. But Mike Elko, not to give my picks away, was voted as my number 3 coach of the year in the nation. Y'all can laugh if you want. I don't care. But give me Duke. Give me Mike Elko to get the win over Gus Malzahn, my guy Sean Tui Jr. down there at UCF. What about you, Katie?
I am going with UCF for a different reason. Nicknamed the Bounce House, where they compete there in that stadium. My current boss came from UCF. He named his dog Bounce after the stadium. So I'm going with the Golden Doodle Bounce for the win.
Nice. Nate, who you got, man?
UCF, baby, all day.
Okay. All right.
We're back on track, Nate. We're back on track.
another North Carolina team goes down.
It's such a fluid relationship with y'all. It's just so fluid. All right. Up next, we've got December 28th, the Liberty Bowl, Memphis, Tennessee, 5:30 kickoff on ESPN between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Kansas Jayhawks. Your own 4-Star Sports Media broke this story that they were playing this bowl game 3 hours before everybody else. You're welcome, Arkansas fans. Anyway, give me the Hogs. Hogs are going to get this win. Louisbury Odom, there's talks of who may come in next. Fayetteville, Arkansas is hotter than fish grease with news right now. But give me the Arkansas Hogs, Arkansas Razorbacks, I apologize, to get the win. Katie, what about you?
I think Bill Self is going to take to the football sideline. I'm going with Kansas.
Oh, wow. I hope he doesn't. Not a big, Mario Chalmers, Bill Self, just not a fan. Nate, what about you?
Real quick, does anybody know if Jalen Daniels is playing anything?
Do not believe so, buddy.
He's not?
I don't believe so.
Well, that sucks.
KJ Jefferson is, though.
Is he?
I'm not trying to sway a vote. I'm just saying.
No, I got you, man. No, I'm glad you told me that. Kansas all day, baby.
Oh, my God. You're awesome, Nate. You're awesome. All right. Up next, we've got the Holiday Bowl, December 28th on Fox. Hey, guys, it's a game not on ESPN. 8 p.m. Oregon versus North Carolina. Give me Drake May, Mac Brown, and North Carolina. I'm a big Mac Brown guy. Give me North Carolina. Give me the Tar Heels. Katie, what about you? I have no clue. She's about to pick.
All right. No, not North Carolina, for a bunch of reasons, several of which just that, again, you guys are putting my employment on the table. No, I cannot vote for North Carolina anyway, and I would pick Oregon just because they have the most uniform combinations. Although I did see a young man from the transfer portal for North Carolina who I do think has the coolest name, Storm Duck. We have a duck pond.
Nice.
We have a duck pond. I have no idea if the kid can play, but his name
suit him up just for the name. Who cares?
But I did see Drake May today make it abundantly clear to the entire universe he ain't leaving. So everybody can stop speculating, and we'll see how much money Michael Jordan comes up with to counter the NIL deal that Florida had put on the table. So
exactly.
I'll leave it at that.
There is some money being thrown around right now in the NIL world. My goodness. Nate, what about you?
Let's see. Crack or Tar Heel.
What? What was that? What did you say?
Yeah, I'm on quack. I'm getting quackers over here. So give me Oregon over. Give me Oregon over North Carolina, no doubt.
Yeah.
Bo Money Knicks. And Oregon
Oh
does.
my gosh, here he does. All right, I like to go next. I got no problem with it. Big fan of the Oregon head coach as well. December 28th, Texas Bowl down in Houston. December 9 p.m. ESPN. Ole Miss, or as I like to call them, Ole Piss, versus Texas Tech. Give me the Red Raiders all day. I would take Russia over Ole Miss in any sport. Go ahead, Ken.
It's Lane Kiffin.
I love Lane Kiffin. Can't stand the Grove. Can't stand the checkered shorts, $70 gram buying weird ass Ole Miss people.
Okay, I'm just going to compartmentalize for a second. Lane Kiffin's going to win.
Okay. All right. Nate, what about you?
Hold
Hold on, Nate, real quick. I do want to give a shout out to Jerry Maguire, the head coach. Sorry, my bad. Of the Texas Tech head football coach. Done an amazing job in Lubbock, Texas. There ain't nothing in Lubbock. He does a great job getting people to come out there and play football for him. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, except the one thing he's not going to do is beat Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss because of one name. And I'm not saying it's Kiffin's name. It's not Jackson Dart. It's Junkins, baby. That running back is a beast.
He is.
Texas Tech has no answer. Ole Miss wins, and Lane Kiffin will coach at Alabama sometime in the near future.
It's gonna be a minute. Hey, whatever. Y'all take Ole Miss. That's fine. When they lose, don't be mad at Wes. Up next, we've got the Pinstripe Bowl. Also, I did just shout out on this show last week that Lane Kiffin's the pimp of college football. He just pimped Ole Miss for a shitload of money because he was getting ready to take his butt to Auburn, and he just straight up pimped them. I'll just leave it at that. I almost said something else. All right. Pinstripe Bowl, New York, 2 p.m. Minnesota and Syracuse. I'm trying to figure out if Katie has any tie in this one. I feel like she's got a lot of ties.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew she did. Give me
my mom was the head women's basketball coach at the University of Minnesota when I was a kid. So I'm a Big Ten baby. Grew up there with Lou Holtz for a short stint before his run at Notre Dame. I am going with the Golden Gophers.
Nice. Nate, what about you, man?
Go ahead and make your pick, Wes.
Give me Syracuse. Love the head coach there. I'm really glad that program has given him time, let him build it. Let him get through have to jump through some hoops of fire at the beginning. But give me Syracuse. That's a team in the ACC that people need to look out for in the future too.
Yep.
Nate, who you got?
Just plagues over these decisions.
Not. I mean, I can't say Syracuse because they're big orange, and I hate.
What am I doing? I'm rowing a boat.
Let's just
roll
go
the boat.
down.
Let's
just going over to Minnesota. And let's just keep on rowing over there.
Like an 82-year contract extension.
Hey, yeah, and he's worth it. I love him. I love PJ Fleck. He's one of my favorite coaches. Anytime I listen to that man speak, it just motivates me to run through a wall. Love him. All right, up next, got the Cheez-It Bowl, December 29th, Orlando, Florida, 5:30 kickoff, ESPN. Oklahoma Sooners and Florida State Seminoles. Man, what a job Mike Norvell has done in Tallahassee. He is attacking the portal. He's attacking the recruiting down there. It's a hotbed. I mean, you can't swing a dead squirrel without smacking 5-star talent down there. So give me the Noles. Give me the Noles to get the win over a Oklahoma team that just isn't quite there yet. Just my opinion. Katie, what about you?
Yeah, run game too good. Got to go with Florida State.
No doubt. Nate?
All day, baby. Florida State.
All right. Up next, we got the Alamo Bowl, and that place is really small. If y'all have ever been to Alamo, it took me like a minute and a half to get to it. I don't know about that. Maybe a minute. All right. Up next, Alamo Bowl, San Antonio, Texas, 9 p.m. kickoff. Texas versus Washington. I feel like these two teams just met in this bowl game a few years back. But with that being said, give me Washington to get the win. I like Sark. I'm not a Quinn Ewers fan, but give me Washington to get the win. Katie?
I'm going Washington because I think Texas gets bored if they're not in a big game.
I agree, 100%. She's right. Again, Nate, what about you?
Snoozer. Wow.
Texas is going to be packed in that in Dallas for this game for the Alamo.
It's in San Antonio, fool.
Oh,
man.
San Antonio. Who cares? Who cares? How far is it from Austin? Not that far. You
No,
might as well
it's
call it
not.
a Texas
Not that
home
far.
game. So yeah, give me Texas in this, dude. It's going to be packed.
10-4. All right, I feel you. All right. Up next, we got the Duke Mayo Bowl. Probably one of my favorite bowls, just because who doesn't want to get doused with mayo, you know? But Duke's Mayo Bowl, Charlotte, North Carolina, noon kickoff. Maryland versus NC State. Probably one of the most surprising portal entries was the starting quarterback. And I keep calling him Dennis Leary. I know that's the comedian. I know it's not the right name.
Devin Leary.
Devin Leary. I know. Thank you. But give me Maryland to get the win. Love the job that their head coach has done there. Another team that I'm really glad to see letting somebody build the program how he wants to do it. Give me the Terrapins. What about you, Katie?
I'm going NC State because they're UNC's rival.
She picked a North Carolina team, though, Nate. Give me – all right, got it. Nate, who you got, man?
I'm going to go with Maryland on this one because –
Was that hard to say for you? Like –
it was kind of hard for me to say for that one, but I mean, Maryland's head coach is a former Alabama assistant or a Saban assistant. So yeah, give me Maryland.
Just all goes back to Alabama every time.
I'm telling you, man, I can go back to Alabama and all this stuff if you want me to.
I'm sure you'll find a connection here too. All right, up next we got the Sun Bowl, El Paso, Texas, 2 p.m. CBS. I'm sure Nick Saban's driven through El Paso sometime in his life. But UCLA and Pitt. Give me the Fighting Chip Kellys, shorts-wearing Chip Kellys, over Pitt to get the win. Nate, what about you, man?
Yeah, so you don't think I can pull this one? Okay, so Alabama got knocked out of the NCAA tournament because of UCLA. So, but I'm still going with the UCLA Bruins. They're going to beat Pitt. Pitt ain't got nobody over there in that squad. So yeah, give me UCLA.
I feel you on that.
3-0 on that one. 3-0 UCLA.
All right. Up next, we got the Gator Bowl down in Jacksonville, Florida. 3:30 kickoff. ESPN. Notre Dame versus South Carolina. Wow, who'd have thought these two teams would have met in a bowl game? Give me the Fighting Shane Beamers. I am a big Beamer believer. The guy is a hell of a motivator. If you haven't watched the video where he takes his football team to the very top of that football stadium and talks about life and perspective, you need to, because that will send chills down your spine. Give me the Fighting Gamecocks and South Carolina. What about you, Katie?
Gamecocks, SEC supremacy. It is a feather in the cap for the Beamer brand. And why would Notre Dame be excited to play in the Gator Bowl? South Carolina.
Great point. A lot of these bowl, she brings up a good point, Nathan. A lot of these teams, the deciding factor is strictly motivation to play in the game. That's it. Motivation. Nate, what about you, man? Notre Dame or South Carolina? I mean, it's not life or death, just either one.
Is he frozen?
I don't think so. He's laughing. He ain't frozen. Or is he frozen? Don't look, man. Come on, bro.
You're doing that on purpose. You're doing that on purpose.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to move on to the next game if you don't pick, bro. For real.
Shoot.
Or is he frozen? I'm so confused
No, he's
now.
not.
No, he ain't frozen. He ain't frozen. Come on, man. Pick the game, bro. We ain't got all night. I got bills and shit.
Maybe he was frozen.
Oh, crap. All right. Well, all right. So we'll move on to the next game, Katie. Up next is the December 30th Arizona Tucson Barstool Sports Bowl. Everybody, we need a 4-star sports media bowl. That's what we need. Ohio versus Wyoming. Who you got in that one?
I'm going with the MAC. I'm going with the Bobcats. Notable on Wyoming. We play at Wyoming next season.
Really? That's a very interesting road trip to make because that's just.
It's going to be fun. A lot of people are going.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nate, who you got, man? Real quick, since you were stuck like Chuck over there, Notre Dame or South Carolina in the first one?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was stuck because y'all made a bad pick. So Notre Dame all the way because they have a better tight end. So Notre Dame.
You just picked the whole game on a tight end for Notre Dame?
Have you not seen this tight end, Michael Mayer?
I don't care if he's Travis Kelce and Gronkowski mixed together.
Right here, baby. South Carolina's gonna see this all day.
Who does he have throwing to him, Nathan? Who does he have throwing to him? Who does he have throwing to him?
He's got Payne throwing to him.
Marshall beat them earlier in the season. Don't forget.
Are we really gonna go back to who?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. All right, up next. Katie's already picked. Ohio or Wyoming in the Barstool Sports Bowl, December 30th.
Oh, man, that's an evil laugh.
It really is.
You got abducted when you went off air.
Yeah, I did. And right now the Cowboys are holding a gun to my head, so I'm going Wyoming. Let's go with them Cowboys.
All right. I'm gonna take Wyoming as well in that game. All right, up next, Music City Bowl, December 31st, noon kickoff, ABC, Iowa versus Kentucky. Give me the Hawkeyes. They may only score 3 points in the game, but it doesn't matter because Will Levis is not on the other sideline for Kentucky. So, hey. But also, just to let you guys know, Graham Ertz going to Kentucky, just so you know. Give me Iowa to get the win. Kirk Ferentz been there since like Jesus was around. I mean, the guy's been there forever. Katie, what about you?
I'm going Kentucky. Tougher team.
Interesting. All right, Nate?
I'm going with Iowa, not Kentucky. The Kentucky bourbon isn't even that good. Jack Daniel's whiskey is a lot better. So give me Iowa in this one. And hey, Wes, we skipped over 2, right?
Did I? I don't. I mean, I'm literally looking at the list, bro. I'm literally going down the list of the games, like day by day.
I know you missed the Orange Bowl. They're playing the Orange Bowl on a Friday.
Bro, I don't even think I've got there yet.
You sure about that?
I'm not even there yet, my guy. All right, December 31st. Wow. December 31st, New Year's Eve, Nashville, Tennessee, Music City Bowl. Oh, no, sorry, we just picked that one, my bad. January, hold on, let me get to it here. Orange Bowl, December 30th. There you go, Nathan. Orange Bowl, December 30th. Katie is running through her notes like, where the hell is he going next? All right. I could see the frustration / what is he doing? All right.
We're going to see people just come on and say, I just give up. I'm just going off air.
This is literally going to be probably one of the brightest bowl games anyone has ever seen in their entire life. What are the odds that these two teams play in the Orange Bowl? Clemson versus Tennessee. This is a tough one. You look at what Tennessee did this year with Hendon Hooker. Now Hendon Hooker's not there. The wild card is the backup quarterback. But give me NASCAR offense all day long. Give me Tennessee to get the win over Clemson. I like Dabo. I just feel like Dabo's losing his luster a little bit out at Clemson. Katie, what about you?
Same thing. Tennessee over Clemson.
Nate, well, I mean, I know Nate's not going to pick Tennessee.
Guys, seriously, are you? Y'all just want to go against me in that. That's fine. I like competition too, Katie. I like to be competitive too, Katie. And what's more competitive than this game, which is not the Orange Bowl, it's the backup quarterback bowl, because both these quarterbacks are backup. So you know what? Who's got the better backup? Clemson's got the better backup. Give me Clemson in this one. Clemson will win because they also have Shipley as a running back who is a beast to stop. So give me Clemson all the way.
I mean, he makes a compelling case. I will give him that.
I'll tell you what, we can judge this game by what quarterback, by what head coach can run down the hill of the fastest. Dabo's been practicing.
Come on, really? Really? That's how we're going to base a football game? Is who can run down a hill faster? Look,
Dabo's got the speed, buddy. Dabo's got the speed.
Dabo's got the
But-
speed.
but Josh Heupel's got the girth. You just get it going that way,
And he's going to go. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
snowball. You just,
He's gonna go, and he's gonna roll.
Exactly. It's like, you get it going that way and let it go. All right. Up next, we got the Sugar Bowl, the game Nathan's been waiting on all night long. December 31st, Sugar Bowl, New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 5, Alabama. I don't know if for all the Alabama fans that heard that, you're not in the playoffs this year. I know 5 and 4 is kind of close, but 5 is not in, not yet. Just wait. It's coming, maybe, against Kansas State. Give me Kansas State to get the win. I love Kansas State. Love Chris Kleiman. Love it, love it, love it. Everything about it. Deuce Vaughn is a freaking beast. One of the best running backs in the country. Give me Kansas State to get the win. Katie, what about you?
I'm going to go with Alabama. They're just not ready to just roll over. They even when they're bad, they can be good. And even when they're right there, they were right there, but they're not ready to say 5 just blows. I'm going Alabama. They've been there. K-State has not been there. You got to be able to be in those games in order to win those games. And Bama's been in those games.
This is a great point. Nathan, go ahead. You got 40 minutes till the show ends.
I mean, I like it better with what K-State's athletic director said. Y'all put us against a pissed off Alabama team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Bama, baby, all day. And look, this Sugar Bowl, this for SEC teams, this is a championship caliber bowl game for us, in our opinion.
No, it's not. Every Alabama Nick Saban went on a crying campaign during every freaking bowl game.
Okay.
Fox, ESPN2, ESPN Ocho. The man was everywhere talking about we're just a good football team, and you gotta, I'm Nick Saban. I recruit 5-star players every year, and then when we have a 2-loss season, it's a down year. Man, get the hell out of here with that shit. Ain't nobody listening to that.
But Wes, everybody has said you put Alabama against TCU, who wins?
I don't care. They have 2 losses.
I'm just
saying. Not an argument. That
saying.
is not an argument by any Alabama fan. I'm sorry. I'm about to go on a rant. I apologize. It's not going to be long. You have 2 losses. Don't care if you lose by 1 or 100. You lost the football game. You lost by 5 points. And guess what? Lo and behold, you're 5th. It works great. I'm tired of hearing this. We're Alabama. Shut up. The only reason you say roll tide is because you can't spell elephant. Come on. Let's move on.
He's frozen again.
No, he ain't froze. He's pissed. That was ridiculous over the weekend. That is ridiculous. There's no need for it. We're moving on. I apologize, Nathan. I love you, buddy.
No, he's stuck.
Is he flipping me off while he's stuck? That's what I'm trying to check.
I don't know. I'm trying to see what is that beer he's drinking.
Probably Budweiser, I would assume, knowing Nathan. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's see. Where are we at here? Golly, sorry.
Okay.
That just irritates the hell out of me. All right. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
Hey, buddy. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next game. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Are you okay?
I said he's frozen. He said he's not frozen. He's just pissed.
No, I'm here. I am here.
That needs to go on a T-shirt. Nate.
I'm here.
He's not frozen. He's just pissed.
Oh, I'm here, buddy.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. You know what happens next? This coming up Tuesday, don't you, Wes?
I go to work. I don't know.
Alabama faces off against Memphis in basketball.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Come on,
I got
Dad.
2 words for you, homie. Kendrick Davis. Thank you.
You want to go players? Because I can name some.
Sure. Which one you want to start with? Which
Well, hold on.
Lawson brother?
We're getting way off schedule here.
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
okay.
Yes, we are. All right, so here we go. Just went through the Alabama game. We know Nathan picked them. For some reason, my list has gone haywire. I'm on January 2nd. I know there's games January 1st. I'm pulling up ESPN. Be patient with me. I think we lost Nathan again. I don't know what he's doing. There's no telling what he's doing. All right, up next, January 2nd, Mississippi State. Oh, yeah. No, yes, we're good because we're skipping the playoffs. Sorry. All right, January 2nd, Mississippi State, number 22 in the country, taking on Illinois in Raymond James Stadium in the ReliQuest Bowl. What a name. Man. You know what? Give me Illinois because the way that one Mississippi State player entered the portal and he called out Mike Leach in his tweet, just something about that makes me feel like there's a pirate ship sinking in Stark Vegas. Give me Illinois. Katie, what about you?
Illinois, teamwork and toughness.
Most definitely. And I'm a big Bielema fan. Nathan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, good. No, I just want to make sure you wasn't frozen. Okay. All right, go ahead.
No. I just switched devices, man. Switched devices over here.
There you go.
So, I'm going to go with the Mississippi State Bulldogs just for my little brother, who is alumni at Mississippi State. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs.
All right. Up next, we've got the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic between number 16 Tulane Green Wave and the number 10 USC Trojans. This is not going to be a popular pick, but I'm riding the wave of Willie Fritz and Tulane. Give me them to pull the huge upset for the group of 5 schools against USC. Katie, what about you?
I'm going to go with USC, but I want to cheer for Tulane. They are the up-and-coming UCF, in my opinion.
Yes.
The playoff structure changing is certainly going to play to their favor, but I got to go with the Trojans.
All right, Nate.
Yeah, I'd love to go Green Wave, but at the same time, you got it. I can't go against Lincoln Riley. USC did an amazing job. And Caleb Williams, I don't know if he's going to be completely healthy because after that game against Utah, he was limping onto the side, to the sidelines. But I think Lincoln Riley still has an incredible team. So yeah, give me USC in this one.
All right. Up next, we've got a coach that can dance. He's got the
oh god,
the old you know who I'm talking about. Dancing Brian Kelly. Dancing Brian Kelly and his family down there in Baton Rouge. Boy, hey, he eats more gumbo than telling you, man. That gumbo's got his ass lit up. All right, number 17 LSU taking on Purdue, but they're the Jeff Brom Purdue Boilermakers. Give me LSU. It's gonna sound weird, man, but I'm a fan of Brian Kelly in Baton Rouge, and that's 5 words that you would never think would go together. Katie, what about you?
Sometimes we have to pick teams for no particular reason. I'm going with LSU because their head men's basketball coach is a former App State coach. I'm picking LSU because Matt McMahon, and he's already off to a 7-1 start. Got to go with the purple.
I like him a lot better than I did Will Sleazy Wade. Hey, Wade, Will Wade was a smart coach. He really was. It's a little dig at his FBI wiretap there. Nate, what about you, man? LSU or Purdue?
LSU.
Okay, all right.
Give me LSU.
Well, we're down to our last game of the night. We have ran through these bowl games. I'm very proud of all 3 of us. Just to give us all a little pat on the back there. It's been nice. All right, up next, we've got the number 11 Penn State Nittany Lions taking on the number 8 Utah Utes out in the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Love the pageantry, love the parade, love how Utah does the little helmet with the little rose. Give me the Utah Utes. This program under Kyle Whittingham has been amazing. That's a name that I'm really surprised we haven't seen make a jump somewhere else. But if you can win and you can come into the Rose Bowl at number 8 damn near every year, why would you go anywhere? You're already in the Pac-12 and you're playing the Pac-12 championship, what seemingly seems like year in, year out. Give me Utah to get the win, but I do think this game is going to be a very close and could be classic Rose Bowl matchup. Katie, what about you?
Well, that's like a public service announcement right there. It's going to be a classic. I'm going with Utah. He's the mayor. Keep him out west. Utah wins the Rose Bowl.
All right, Nate. Oh, crap. Did it happen again?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I saw his TV flicker.
No, it didn't happen again. Yeah. So in this game, I'm going to go with the quarterback that can take a hit and prove that he can take a hit, and that's Utah. So give me Utah in this one. It will be close, and I'm going to just call it. I think it's going to be overtime.
Interesting. Katie, before we let you get out of here, I've got one question from an athletic department standpoint.
Do what?
Not you, fool. I ain't talking to you. Is your name Katie? So, from an athletic department standpoint, can you talk to us a little bit about the NIL and what it's doing in a positive way, but also the effects of it and the challenges of it in the negative way?
I mean, it's such a loaded question, really. I think when you go back to where, the birth of the entire thing was really in a space that made a lot of sense. You think about a video game cover and, how this came to be. The example that I like to use is, it's the three of us and maybe Nate is a football player and you and I are not. We're not student athletes. And so I say, well, I want to write a children's book and I want to sell it and make profit. Okay. And you want to, open a car wash. Well, before NIL, Nate couldn't write a children's book and sell it. And he couldn't open a car wash and explore his entrepreneurial spirit and make a profit. Right. Well, the NIL obviously allows student athletes to do that now. So the birthplace of it made a lot of sense. Just from, if for nothing else, an entrepreneurial avenue for student athletes to develop a business model or have a cause that they believe in. But then, of course, you pepper in the advantage that can be utilized from a recruiting perspective. In all seriousness, there are 7-figure deals. There was rumors of a 7-figure deal down at Florida involving Drake May. How could the University of North Carolina keep them on campus? Not every student athlete is going to be enticed by dollars, but when you consider kind of the socioeconomic impact and where student athletes come from in football and some other sports, it's very difficult for these student athletes to turn down these offers. I think what's interesting is you look at Texas A&M, we talked earlier about this at the start of the season, everybody talked about this recruiting class that came there. And I mean, tons of money, tons of guys, number one class. The beginning of the season, everyone thinks, well, this thing's a flop. Of course, now as you see the season progress and these guys are starting to gel and come together, the chemistry develops. I think you're probably going to have a quality football team. But, in the end, it will have changed the game forever. And when you think about Group of Five in particular, and you think about geography, I think that's something else to consider. For example, Boone, North Carolina, there's not a multi-conglomerate automobile dealership here in town.
Right.
I've heard stories about recruiting visits at airplane hangars now, and you've got Bentleys in those hangars, and official visits are taking place. Everybody saw the numbers behind the Texas official visits, so it just it's just made it even more of a business than it already was. I think coaches, perhaps more than anybody, have the most difficult job in trying to balance the recruiting model that used to be and the recruiting model that is now. Where does their coach's contract fall within this? Where does their ability to control their teams fall within this? And then, the NIL and the portal just make for the most wicked combination of scenarios that we're seeing play out right now. And when you find a guy that knows how to figure it out and balance it, I mean, institutions are going to have to hold on to them with all their might, because I'm not sure there's a head coach out there in this country that's going to have a formula to be able to put the portal and NIL together and build a culture. So I don't think there's an easy way to answer that question other than you do the best you can, and you try to find a core roster of people that are going to be those 2, 3, 4 year guys, but be prepared to make changes on the fly. I think the other thing, and maybe you guys know more about this than I do, I'm curious on NIL contracts. Is it even possible to hinge an NIL contract to a guarantee that person is going to stay with that institution for a certain period of time? You guys know an answer on that?
So I actually was talking with someone today, and I'm not going to mention names, but I was talking with a few people that I know today, and I actually brought that topic up. I'm very curious to know, you see a lot of these guys opting out for the NFL and other things for bowl games. I want to know, and I asked this question today, I really didn't get a solid answer, but I want to know how long it's going to take, because I feel like it's going to have to start happening pretty quick. When there's going to start being clauses in these NIL contracts that says, hey, in order for you to get this money, you've got to complete the season. You've got to play in the bowl game and not just stand your ass on the sidelines. You've got to participate and be a willing participant for these games. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to go to the portal, but I'm going to hang around the program and use all their facilities. No, that's not how this works. Mm-hmm. Didn't really get a solid answer, but that is something that I'm very interested in and doing quite a bit of research on myself.
I think what's going to end up happening is this transfer portal and NIL deal. I mean, you got to understand something. It's hurting. It is hurting, and I hate seeing this, but it's hurting these high school recruits. It's hurting these JUCO players that had to go down to the JUCO league to get their second chance at these D1 programs. So it's hurting these young athletes that want this chance to prove themselves on the college level. So it's hurting them. So I think within the coming years, you're going to see the transfer portal and the NIL deals have some kind of rules, restrictions, and all that kind of stuff to them. And it's gonna have to change, because you got too many players right now, like star athletes, who I've heard through a source that some of them go to the transfer portal just to get more money to come back to the program.
Yeah, I call it dipping. That's what I call it. They're just dipping in the portal to get more money.
And that's what it is. All these agents, all these sports agents are telling these players what to do, how to get more money and everything. Yeah. See, this is why when the NIL deal came up, it was just a way for them to. I think the NIL deal shouldn't have been about money, but more about of a kind of like your name on a brand or something. Or something like that,
or community services. I mean, that's one thing I don't understand. Right. Why are these cities not going to these players and saying, "Hey, we're not going to give you $2 million, but what we will do is we'll make you the face of our city." In my opinion, if I'm an athlete, it doesn't matter if you're playing rugby or college football. It doesn't matter. If somebody's going to make me the face of the city and put my face all over billboards, I would much rather have that personally.
Well, let me throw this at y'all right quick. Take Nike, for instance. Nike has had several players that they've given NIL deals with. Just Nike. Now, how is it that these players are supposed to go play for these other schools that are sponsored by Under Armour, Adidas, Puma? I mean, all these other different shoe brands. Are you trying to tell me that, well, no, they got to wear Nike brand. So, this school, you can't go to this school. You can't go like South Carolina. They're sponsored by Under Armour. You can't go there. You got to pick a Nike. Somebody sponsored by Nike,
Tapping it right now, buddy. Tapping it right now, guaranteed.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous with all these. How many people we've got portal? You talk about Texas A&M. I mean, they've got I think 14, 15, or 16. Alabama's got 12.
They set a record yesterday for 16 players entering the portal. Yesterday, Florida had 9 guys enter the portal before noon. Yeah, that portal's crazy. But here's the thing, and I do want to wrap this up real quick. I don't want to keep Katie too long. With the portal, it's only open 60 days. In my opinion, you're going to see a big influx, which we've already seen, over 1,000 players entering the first 48 hours. And then towards the end, you're going to see another influx because you're going to have guys waited out quote unquote, see how it moves, and then jump in. But real quick, just got to say before we get out of here, special thank you to Katie Pate from App State. She is a superstar coming on the show with us. Picked about 35 bowl games with us tonight.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
About 2 of them are right. The rest are not.
But once again, thank you very much. We really appreciate all the Twitter love, all the Facebook love, and just love in general that you have for 4-Star Sports Media.
Absolutely. It's my privilege, guys.
And-
We need to
and
talk.
also
We
we're-
got to talk hoops soon.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're
and
definitely
also-
going to get you back on for hoops.
And also, she's got to come down here and try what barbecue really tastes like out here.
Yes,
Memphis.
I'm game.
So
I need
just
a trip down
Just
there. I
saying.
need a trip down there. We've
saying.
got donors down there. We've got donors.
saying.
I'll come find them.
You got any donors in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Nobody cares about Fayetteville.
I need to go see Greg White's high school team.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my guy. I need to go see him. I need to see Coach Neighbors, see an Arkansas women's basketball game.
I will be there Sunday.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if you run into him, say that Katie Pate said hello.
Will do. I'll be sitting 3 rows behind their bench, so it shouldn't have an issue. But once again, you have been watching and listening to 4-Star Sports Media's College Football Bowl Breakdown Show. We've had Miss Katie Pate on from Appalachian State. It's not Appalachian, folks. It's Appalachian, like a latch on a door.
Yes.
We learned that from her. We're quick learners here on this show.
And that's probably why Zach ain't on the show tonight, because he didn't want to.
Oh gosh, but once again, Katie, we thank you very much. As always, we're going to get this posted up here shortly. But for all of you, we will be back on air next Tuesday night for the Point Podcast, talking all things Memphis Tigers sports, football, baseball, basketball, and more. And then our goofy selves, will be back on here next Thursday night to talk about more college football. But for myself, I am Wes Pruitt, President and CEO of 4-Star Sports Media. For Nathan Wilson and for our special guest, Miss Katie Pate, we say thank you, good night, and have fun.